All right, hey, welcome to Tech Tips with Old Out Media. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Caleb.
Right, I got my buddy Caleb. We're in Canada, and we're testing the A7RV against the A7CR. The names, guys.
Sony.
Right? So we're going to do a little bit of pictures, video, and when we get back to the studio, we'll talk about what we thought about it. All right, see you soon. How do you feel about that viewfinder, bud?
I feel like, this is designed for a much smaller person.
Like my kid.
Like your kid. I think it might be too small for your kid, honestly.
Tiniest viewfinder ever. Oh, the sound of the ice is so cool.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right, tell them what you discovered. What's your favorite new function?
Favorite new Sony feature? So, as you see up here, we've got this lovely little dial, which I assumed was the power. However, upon actually looking for a moment, you can see that the power is in fact up here. However, this changes your video or photo mode.
Yeah.
But you have to look at this little line down here. It's not actually lining up with this switch over here. You have to look at this little black line that's like underneath your top mode dial.
Right.
Fun design decision.
Right. Look at us trek through the snow for you people. That's how much we love our viewers.
-5 degrees Celsius.
Oh, it's cold. It is cold. And some icy things down there. You'd be surprised, like that looks like there's nothing there, but we got some pretty cool shots down there. All right, so this is our slow-mo test.
Gotta get the camera's level first.
I'm making Caleb do all the work today, and I'm actually recording Caleb. But this is a collaboration.
It's a collaborative effort.
We're gonna slow-mo something onto this ice here. Hopefully it looks cool. If it doesn't, we won't show this. Yeah, so we were just talking, like, it's so funny. We're just in the middle of like a business park around here.
Next to the government water facility.
Yeah, exactly. And just because we found some icicles, we made like slow-mo tests and everything. So it's not actually that hard to do.
No, you can find something anywhere.
Right? All right, let's go. We need lunch. Yeah, so like primarily what we're trying to prove here is with the A7RV versus the 7CR is the only thing that you're really sacrificing the 8K when it comes to the cheaper body.
Yeah.
And I'd say in one way, yes, but in another way, the menu features, the button layout, the body of the A7R5 is far superior. The only thing I like better body-wise on the new one is that it's pretty.
Yeah, and the form factor is nice too.
It is, right?
It's like slightly slimmer, which is handy for traveling.
Yeah, and actually valid point to that. Like when I'm trying to hold this for elongated periods of time to get like a super steady shot of something, it's heavy.
Yeah.
But this guy is not heavy. Oh, by the way, we went out and bought 2 identical Sigma 70 to 24 to 70 2.8 lenses, just so that all shots are equal.
Identical.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you know. The preparation.
Going entirely off of like what's gonna look pretty.
Yeah, exactly. We do a lot of food plating. We do cooking programs. So we know a little bit of something. Sometimes.
Occasionally.
As promised, we're eating our lunch, and we're doing a 4-part test here, I believe. We're testing first the handheld. Caleb is holding the camera with the steady shot on. And we're testing the audio. How do I sound in body? This is the A7R5. And we're testing the S-Log3 with Cinetone.
Yes, gamut Cinetone, yeah.
Gamut Cinetone. And as you can see, I got a big blown out window in behind me. And the last test we're doing is kind of a, how's the eye tracking going while I eat my soup? So this is the A7CR. And we'll test that. Same thing. How's the audio sound? Caleb has the handheld going on there with the, what's it called? Steady shot?
The active stabilization mode.
Active stabilization on both cameras, just so that you know. And we're going to do a little product shot. But instead of miso soup, so you know the difference, camera to camera, I got a little bit of tempura going on here. So let's see. This is one of our favorite sushi restaurants in Sackville, Nova Scotia. Eye tracking? Yeah, alrighty. Let's check that out. Back in studio. So we might as well start with what you guys just saw, our beautiful lunch. I had the salmon skin roll and the Alaska roll, but you guys want to actually talk about the cameras.
I don't know, the sushi was really good.
The sushi was good. But so we did some log. We did the S-Log3 with a Cinetone Gamma setting on them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you find actually working with that?
I found it, as far as the grading goes, I found it really good. The colors were a little bit challenging to work with. It was also a really challenging shot where we kind of intentionally shot near a blown out window, and there was a lot of contrast in there. So it was a bit tricky to get it to look right, but it was really good to work with.
No, exactly. And this is one thing that I really did actually like with the Sony. We used it last year. We used it with Ida's cooking program. And by the way, looks like we're going to be recording Ida in English, so you guys might actually get to see it. We've done it in Swedish before. You're going to like Ida. But we did use this quite a bit for a lot of the B-roll and even some of the photography, and the shots were gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not so hard to match against the Canons, because everything else we were using on site was Canon.
Yeah. I actually found one of the things I really liked about the A7RV is the color was very accurate. The A7CR had a bit of a magenta tone, as we can kind of see in like all of our tests.
It goes across everything. Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
both video and photo. Otherwise, it was really close.
Yeah, I want to take a little bit of moment too, by the way. You guys, maybe you don't realize, but Caleb's been with us for 2 years now. And maybe we could actually throw in that shot of you getting hit with the water.
We'll get to bring that up
in the
again.
slow-mo. But yeah, he's been behind camera on the other side, consulting. He's been helping us with reviewing color grading, reviewing grading footage overall, and been just a part of the TV channel that we work with in general. And now you're back in Canada on some other projects.
Yep, and now I'm in front of the camera.
And now you're in front of the camera. So big thanks for coming out. And you guys leave some comments if you like Caleb. I like Caleb. But just so you know, he's not new to us, new to you.
Yeah, new to the front of the camera.
So let's take a look. But now we're on video.
Yep.
Let's dive straight into video. I shot my Ninja Turtles. Actually, they're my kids' Ninja Turtles. Mine are the vintage ones. I shot at 32,000, and we'll put them side by side and adjust the levels a little bit so you can see how noisy or not noisy they are. All right, so there you go. You have the low light in the video. You have the low light. We took a couple of photos also just so that you can see how well this does perform. I actually thought it did really well with the photos.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, both these cameras are a photo camera first.
Yeah.
And the video's like the secondary, but almost equally as good.
Yeah, and it's strange because they want you to buy the FX3 instead of these.
Yeah, or
right?
the A7S3.
But I got 8K in him and great 4K in him, so it's hard
Yeah.
for me to argue that the FX3 is what I want. Now, I know in the comments they're going to be like, whoa, FX3 is awesome. Maybe we need to bring one in and test it, but we'll see. But you guys, leave your comments down below what you thought of the low light. Then the other thing that you want to see is stabilization. You did see a little bit of the stabilization in the restaurant with the handheld with the sushi. But take a look here at us running with it. I see a difference. I actually think that you were smoother with the A7 or the A7CR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could be a combination of the lighter body was a little bit easier to work with, run and gun without a top handle.
Yeah.
And then it could also be something a little bit on a software level too. I'm not 100% sure.
This is a heavy beast.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a solid.
we should put the grams up on the screen for you of what the difference is. But I had the Sony G Master 24-70 on here.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it hurts your hands to hold. Way better feel on this guy. And I actually think that, you know, if I had the handheld, this is a better feel than this guy. This thing is such a beast.
Yeah, it's considerably lighter when you're using it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's look at the 240 megapixel.
Oh, the pixel shift.
The pixel shift. Both of these cameras have pixel shift in them.
Yep. It was a very, very interesting test.
Wow, geez. Those are so detailed.
Yeah. So you can see right off the bat, the A7R has better, more natural colors.
Yeah.
It looked way more like what it did in real life. We have the bluer sky and the greener greens. And if you jump over to the A7CR,
yeah, you definitely see.
You see that magenta shift in there, and both look really good. But unedited straight off the camera, the CR, and I'm sure you could fix it in settings, but it has a bit of a magenta shift to it. So you might need to fiddle with that in your settings as far as your balance goes. But then if we want to punch into these guys, that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah, and this I actually found was surprising. Right here with the A7C, I was so surprised. This is way sharper. Both of these on tripod, same exact settings, same exact situation. Nothing was different here. And yet, for some reason, the A7R5 was a little softer overall. When you're looking at the overall pixel shift, it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was very sharp. Like, overall, you guys can see how nice this looks.
Could blow that up and put it on a wall. You could put it on something very substantial.
But when you punch in, here's the background. This is way in the back. You can actually see the A7CR has way more detail.
It's so much sharper.
Yeah.
And it's not, like you said, it's the exact same settings between the two. They're the same megapixel sensor.
No, exactly. And we did touchscreen focus so that we didn't shake the camera so much either. So really crazy. And for your benefit, we took both the pixel shift picture in the regular picture without pixel shift. So here's pixel shift with the A7CR.
Yep.
Here's regular. Here's pixel shift with the AR5. And here's no pixel shift.
Yep.
Yeah, so just so you guys can see. We did a bunch of different photographs. Let's just take a look at what we got here. We had our birdhouse. And again here, so I wanted to comment on this. There is a slight difference. Caleb was shooting with one camera, I was shooting with the other. I am shorter. And so there is some highlights that are in the A7R5 that are a little blown out, but I just think it's the angle that he's at, because if you look at the rest of it, it looks like it maintains its detail. Same settings across the board, but definitely in both the highlights and the shadows, you're seeing more magenta, more pink. Let's look at this sushi picture here you got, because I think that this is really speaking volumes.
Yeah.
Even though the A7CR was more detailed in the pixel shift, when you zoom in and you see the A7R5 compared to the A7CR, in just this like little, look at the detail difference. It's awesome. But yeah, you can see the A7R5, like way more detail.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the icicles too. Wow. And look at the bokeh in the background.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Nice round bokeh. I think pretty equal there. And you see the magenta so clear here in this photo. When you guys look in at this icicle and look at the background, look at the shadows, you can see that. I think we had one more icicle to look at, or a couple little icicles?
Yeah, we did. These little guys. And this is where you really see that magenta shift, I think, most out of all the pictures we took. The A7R is very neutral. And the A7CR has a pretty noticeable magenta shift.
Really big time.
And I also want to point out that these are both on the exact same settings, like we said, but also on the exact same creative settings. So neither of them have the tint or the color temperature messed with in any way.
No,
so it's
exactly.
the identical settings across the board.
No, exactly. So overall, final thoughts. Overall body quality and like settings, we both experienced this little knob here as being something of an annoyance. This shifts between the video photography and slow-mo. Yeah, you thought it was the on and off.
It looks like the on and off.
I mean, it does. It really does. Overall, it's still enough. You get enough controls. There are enough dials here for you to feel like it's a professional camera.
Yeah.
Menus.
Don't get me started on the menus.
Right? They're the same, but they're different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, Sony decided to change the layout of the menus between two of the cameras that are in their same kind of year lineup even. It's not even that there was like a
like,
multi-year difference between them.
This was February and this was like somewheres here in the fall.
And it's like Sony's menus are already not my favorite to begin with.
Right.
But once you get the hang of it, it was pretty functional. The body, I will say the body, I really liked the body once I got the hang of where the buttons were.
Right.
That extra like lightweightness to it. Honestly, if I was going to go traveling with one of the two, I would lean more towards the
All
CR.
day.
Yeah.
All day. I took this, I think we had this in Sylvania with us, Jake and I, and it's a beast, man. And again, that was with the G Master lens. I'm really happy to have the Sigma lens on it because it's like almost a kilo, it feels like a kilo lighter. Okay, overall thoughts. They're both nice cameras.
Yes.
And I think where we're at right now is if you guys have something particular you want us to test side by side with these two cameras, just let us know in the comments. We'd love to take it out, test it, do another video for you. I do like them both. I will keep both of them right now. Yeah. I do think that there is a definite edge in terms of functionality in the body.
Yep.
And in the sharpness and the 8K, I mean, this thing is a beast.
Yeah. If I was going to go out and do a professional photo shoot, I would lean towards the A7R. It felt like I had more control at my fingertips. It felt like the color was more stable. However, if I was going out and just, like we said, going traveling, I might lean towards the A7CR because it's fantastic for the body size.
No, exactly. Also, I got dual card slots. I can either use the CFast Express Type A or I can use a regular SD card in this. Mind you, you lose some of the settings. You can't do, I don't think you can do the 8K on the regular card. Slow-mo, everything very comparable with these two.
Yep.
If you're gonna go out, if you don't need the dual card slot, if you don't need the full professional body, the A7CR, save yourself some money. That's the way to go. But that's a better bargain for most people.
Honestly, at that big of a price difference, the A7CR gets a lot more value.
No, exactly. Big step up from the original A7C as well. Caleb, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I would say if you go and do a little bit of tint adjustment in the settings for the A7CR, the amount of money you're saving for the quality between the two, I would say the A7CR is a very, very good bang for your buck.
Yeah.
If you're going for max photography performance, the A7R5 is still your best bet.
This thing is not going to fail you if you're going to shoot a wedding, but this is an awesome B camera as well.
And I'd be happy to shoot a wedding on that, honestly.
Honestly, and if you're doing video, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you're going to miss out on that. You're really not going to miss out on the photography either. It's just the safety extra backup card that you're really losing out on there.
Yep.
When we do these tests, these cameras are so similar. It's not like one's coming out of the gate and going,
no,
I'm the winner.
No.
But it's for your benefit. Look at our tests, check it out. And again, let us know if there's something else you guys want us to check out with these cameras. We're happy to do so. Yeah. All right, well, listen, like and subscribe. Thank you, Caleb, for being a part.
My pleasure.
See you in the next one.